Hi everybody. So it is 9:04 on a Monday night and I am just starting to record this. I feel like that's an improvement from last week when I didn't do it until Tuesday. So yeah, go me. Got to celebrate the small stuff, little accomplishments. Today we are going to discuss the coaching model that I use for all of my coaching in one way or another. This is huge, you guys. This is going to change your life. It changed my life and it changes the life of everyone I coach. So, the model that I use was developed by Brooke Castillo, CEO of the Life Coach School, in which I am enrolled. She didn't invent it, but she did develop it, and she teaches it in such a way that allows regular people, those of us without doctorate degrees, how to solve any problem. Every problem that may come up in your lives can be solved with the model. I know it doesn't seem possible that one model could solve any problem, but it is. This is going to blow your mind, you guys. So pay close attention. This is really awesome. The world that we live in consists of only 5 different things. Just 5. That they are circumstances, thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. And they have to be in that order. See, we have a circumstance, and then we have a thought about that circumstance, which creates a feeling, which leads us to do an action, and those actions create our results. See, a lot of people believe that the circumstances that they are in cause the feelings that they have. But the model teaches us that that is not true. That may be really difficult for some of you. It was difficult for me at first because I was like, well, I have depression, therefore I feel depressed. My circumstance literally caused my feelings. But as I continued to study the model and really understand it, I learned that that was not altogether true. When I am depressed, I have thoughts that cause me to feel sad or worthless or anxious. And those feelings make me want to stay in bed and hide from the world. And as a result, I'm not doing anything worth doing and I don't feel like being around. I'm not getting the results I want. I'm not accomplishing my goals. So yeah, it all stems from the thoughts that I have about my circumstance. Obviously, when the chemicals in my brain are causing me to have depression on a certain day, it is going to be more difficult for me to control my thoughts, but they are still within my control to a degree, and those thoughts still always cause the feelings of sadness and worthlessness. So let's talk about circumstances. Circumstances are facts. They are things that can be proven true in a court of law through documentation or DNA. They are really boring because it's no drama at all. There's no drama or feelings in it. It is just the facts as they are. They are neither good nor bad. They just are. They're neutral completely.
Wow. Why don't they show their bodies? So the dumb feet. Okay, you can play.
Okay. Now, like I said before, you may be thinking that the circumstances you are in are certainly not neutral. You might think that they can be proven, that they are bad or good. I mean that you think that you could prove that they were good or bad. But whether or not something is good or bad is an opinion. Even if everyone agrees with you, they are still opinions and they can't be proven. So circumstances are boring facts that are completely neutral. Now, your thoughts are the meaning that you give to your circumstances. They are just sentences that are created in our brains that give meaning to the circumstance. So that's what makes it good or bad. Now, thoughts are completely up for grabs. They can be true or false. They can be completely dramatic and blown out of proportion. They can just be dialed down. You can believe you can think anything you want to think. But it's these thoughts that cause feelings in our bodies. So, a feeling is different from a sensation like hunger or thirst, or physical pain when you're physically hurt. Feelings are started in the brain from a thought, and then it's a vibration through your body. Whereas physical sensations start in the body and then report to the brain to let you know what's going on. The fact that our circumstances do not create our feelings is really important. And it's really empowering, because if your circumstances is what is creating your feelings like happiness or sadness, then it would, in order for you to be happy or to feel confident or to feel any other positive emotion, you will have to have the right circumstances. You would have to change your work or change the people in your life or change the amount of money you're making. You'd have to change those things in order for you to feel how you want to feel. But if your thoughts create your feelings, which by the way they do, then you only have to change the way you're thinking in order to feel the way you want to feel. So you know how like people are always saying, choose to be happy, and you're like, forget you. You guys suck. If I could choose happiness, I totally would. Well, you can. I'm here to teach you how you can. But let's continue with the model. So we've got our neutral circumstance. We have our thought that gives meaning to the circumstance. That thought creates a feeling that vibrates through our body, and that feeling will cause us to take some kind of action or inaction, as the case may be. Because, like in my case, when I'm depressed, I want to not do anything. Whereas other people might want to do something like go and eat or go for a run or whatever else it is that other people do that I'm not doing because I'm hiding in my bedroom. Okay? So the feeling causes an action, and then the action creates your results. The really awesome thing about the results is that they are always going to give proof or evidence to your original thoughts. So let me give you a really basic example. So your circumstance, let's say, is traffic, okay? Traffic is neither good nor bad, it just is. It's cars, it's tires on asphalt, and lines painted on the ground. It just is, okay? So that's your circumstance. There are cars, they are moving at a certain mile per hour, and yeah, circumstance, boring, neutral. Now, let's say you have a thought, you're in traffic, and you have a thought like, this is not good. I'm going to be late for work. We have that big meeting. This is going to look so bad, right? And that creates a feeling of maybe annoyance or anger. Maybe it causes worry or fear, like thoughts about how it's going to make you look bad at work. That's probably fearful and worrisome, right? Then you're going to start acting a certain way because of these feelings you have. So you might start yelling at other people who can or cannot hear you depending on whether or not your window is rolled up. You might start hitting the steering wheel. You might call into work sounding frantic, or maybe you're so busy yelling and worrying that you don't call at all, right? Well, when you finally get to work, you're carrying all these feelings and these actions with you, and you walk in the door late and you look angry and you don't want to talk to people, or you start spouting off about how horrible traffic was and how you hate it. And that doesn't look very good, right? The people in that meeting are thinking, wow, she really needs to get it together. She shouldn't be ranting and raving, or she should at least apologize for being late, or, your result is that your result confirms your original thought that this isn't good. It's going to make me look bad at work. But let's say that the meeting you were headed to, you didn't actually even want to be there. Now you're having much different thoughts, right? Thinking, I'm so glad to be stuck in traffic right now. Now I have a perfectly legitimate excuse for being late to this meeting that was going to be such a drag anyway. I'm just going to sit here in my car and enjoy listening to this music and hope that traffic doesn't let up for a while. So now you're feeling relaxed, maybe kind of happy, right? And when you get to work, yes, you'll still be late. That part of the circumstance didn't change, but you're going to present yourself as a calm, laid back, collected person. You'll apologize, you'll maybe give an explanation, and then you'll move on. There won't be any ranting and raving that's going to make you look bad. You'll just be completely fine. And your result at work is that you'll take whatever consequences given you because you knew it was coming, and you move on with the rest of your day, right? Isn't that so nice? That would be so great. But see, so the results that you made it to work and went about your day as normal gives proof or evidence to the original thought that being stuck in traffic is great. You chose that. You chose your feeling by choosing your thought, and you created the result that you wanted. So that's the mind-blowing part of this work, is that if you followed me, your thoughts are directly related to the results you are creating in your life. How much money you make, where you live, whether or not you're married, whether or not you're happy, whether or not you're doing hobbies and activities that you enjoy. Those are all results that you created starting with a thought. Now, this is really good news, like I said before, you don't have to change your circumstance. You don't have to change other people. You don't have to change where you work or where you live in order to create the results that you want. You just have to choose consciously how you are going to think and experience the world around you. If it's the circumstance that's creating your results and your feelings and your results, then you have almost no control. You have no power over how you feel and what you create in your life. But if you get to choose your thoughts and your thoughts create everything else, you are completely in control of your life and you can create anything you want. So let me give you the rundown of the model one more time. You have your circumstances, which are neutral, factual. Circumstances trigger thoughts in your brain. Your thoughts create feelings that vibrate through your body. Those feelings lead to actions that we take, which can also be inaction. And those actions create our results. So this is the work I do with my clients as a life coach. There is much more to it, but everything I do in one way or another is connected to the coaching model. I teach people how to be aware of their thoughts and manage their thoughts. I teach them how to start practicing and believing new thoughts so that they can create the results that they want in their life. Because you see, you can start this model in any spot. You can just write on a piece of paper, circumstance, thought, feeling, action, result, and then be like, well, right now I'm feeling mad. Why am I feeling mad? What did I think that caused me to feel mad? And then you can fill out the rest of the model accordingly. Well, this is the thought that I had. Now I'm mad. And because I'm mad, I'm doing these actions. And this is the result I'm creating. You can start at the result line. You can think, this is the result that I want to create. I want to create the result that next year I am making twice the amount of money I am right now. Okay? And then you think, well, what actions would I have to take in order to get that result? And you figure out what those actions are that you would have to take. And then you're like, how would I have to feel in order to take those actions? Because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get a whole lot of things done to create the result of doubling your income if you're feeling scared or nervous or angry, right? You want to find an emotion like motivation, determination, love for your job, things like that, right? So then you can think, okay, well, what kind of thoughts could I work on believing that are going to generate that feeling for me so that I can continue to do the actions that are going to get me the results that I want? Let me backtrack just a little bit. There was one thing that I wanted to mention that I forgot before. When I said that all the results in your life currently are because of a thought that you had, I don't want you to get the wrong idea and think, oh, every bad thing that's happening to me is completely my fault. Because guess what? There's no reason to beat yourself up. See, you have these thoughts like, oh, this is my fault, that everything is so bad. Then you feel self-loathing or something similar. And then maybe your action is to not do anything at all, or to maybe do some self-destructive things. And then you get even worse results. Instead, why don't you look at it this way that, oh my gosh, she's right. I did create my own results, which means that I have the power to recreate different results. I can choose now how I'm going to think, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to create what I want. Now, if you want help with this, I am so excited to give you help. I do free mini sessions. If you just go to angielifecoaching.com and go to the services page, you can sign up for a free coaching session with me. There's no requirement to purchase any of my products or any other services. And I don't even ask for a credit card or anything. It's completely free. And all of my sessions are done over the phone, so you don't need to be in my physical area to come meet with me. So go to angielifecoaching.com and check out that free service. Thanks for listening, you guys. Have an amazing week.